What is going on, boys? I feel like making some beats, and I thought, why not try and just record it and hopefully make something fire and try and show you guys how I make beats and try to teach some things that I know just to share it with some people. So I don't really know what I'm going for. I'm just gonna probably get a loop off of a splice or something and then just work off that. But first thing that I do when I'm in FL Studio is I just clear all this stuff, and then I go into the master track and then I turn off Fruity Limiter. I always do that first thing I do before I even think of what beat I'm making. So once I've done that, I've cleared all the master shit. Sometimes I do make my own melodies and stuff, but I'm not really that good with melodies. I'm better with drums, so I'm just gonna get it. I found this loop on Splice. This is what it sounds like. It's pretty hard, really ambient. I like it. Kind of like Travis Scott kind of feel. That's what I'm going for right now. It's in C minor, 130 BPM. What I'm doing right now is I'm zooming in on the end and I'm seeing if it's trimmed properly. Yeah, for this BPM, because sometimes if you get a loop and you drag it out, you put in the right BPM. Sometimes it's still like, because of how the artist recorded the loop, sometimes it's like a bit of leftover tail and stuff, and then it causes a bit of headache if you don't get rid of that. So that's what I'm looking for there. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put this into track 1 and I'm gonna turn it down a bit. Okay, so I put it onto track 1, which is this track here, and I'm gonna add an EQ, add some effects to give it my own sort of vibe. So I'm going to try EQ it now. I'm going to try and not talk while I play it, just because it'll probably sound awful. So what I did there was I cut out all the low frequencies so that my kick and 808 can stand out in the mix. And as I was moving this back and forth, I was trying to see when was I cutting off too much, and when was I cutting off not enough. So I'm trying to get in that sweet spot there, which was like about here. Yeah, about there. Now I might cut off some of these high frequencies here, but I'm just gonna see what it sounds like. Yeah, it's like this clicking sound in this frequency, like right here. So I'm gonna just try cut that out. Okay, I might add another EQ on top of this just to turn down some of these frequencies, because they seem to be, pretty harsh. So yeah, cool. So that seems pretty good. Alright, so I'm gonna add Fruity Chorus. I usually only use like stock plugins, really, especially for my melodies. Trying to find Fruity Chorus. Oh yeah. Usually I just use the first preset, and then I just adjust this knob here till it sounds good. Yeah, so about there, about 75. That's alright. I'm gonna adjust this cutoff here, because when you use Fruity Chorus, it adds like in the high frequencies, it adds like this annoying kind of sound. So I'm gonna try to cut that out. Yeah, that sounds good. What else I might add? I'm gonna add some reverb. And what I do with the reverb is I put the wet all the way up when I'm adjusting it, so I can hear what the reverb sounds like, and then I mix the dry and the wet later on. Yeah, it really gives like the ambient sound, and I only want like the kind of high pitched sounds. Yeah, I like how that's sounding. I'm thinking of, I'm gonna put a halftime on it, see what it sounds like. Sometimes halftime can really transform your melody and help you add some life to your beat. I really like how that sounds. That's perfect for an intro, or yeah, kind of like a breakdown of the song, like in the middle of the song or something. Yeah, that really sounds like some Travis Scott type shit. So I'm gonna keep that in. I'll probably bring it in and out throughout the beat. So that's all that I put on my melody. I'm just gonna give it one good listen. Perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna start the drums. So I'm gonna use some sounds from Splice just to switch it up. I'm gonna try and get some new sounds in here. Yeah, I like that. What else? Let's see. I kind of like how that sounds. Yeah, I want that. Alright, let's just put it like here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Yeah, cool. I like layering my snares and claps and stuff because it just adds like more texture and you kind of make your own sound. So that's why I'm layering those two. I'm gonna add some hi-hats. I always use these hi-hats, like 80% of my beats, these hi-hats just sound so clean. And it's bad because I need to change it up, but it's they're just so good. Alright, I'm just going to try some bounce here. Before I add kicks and 808s, I want to have my percussion really bouncy because it's a pretty simple melody. So I'm focusing on the drums really hard here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking that bounce. I kind of want to use a different snare for these. Like I want to use two different sounds. I'll try this one, but it sounds kind of weird. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Yeah, I like having a lot of different sounds in the beat. It just makes it, I don't know. Kind of sounds like Metro Boomin, what he does. I'm gonna use this. I have to use this. Let's get some bounce. Alright, time for the favorite part, kick and 808. I'm gonna get the kick down first and then I'll put the 808 in. Nice. I'm kind of liking that. Okay, something you want to do with every 808 that you use is you want to click into this tab here and you want to make attack 0, this 0, this 0, this 0, all of this on low, and then you want to make the hold max. Okay, what that lets you do is that it cuts the sound as soon as the note ends. So when I press the key to play the note, it stops as soon as I let go, so that it doesn't clash with like other notes. If it's with concurrent notes, it won't just clash. Another thing you want to do is you want to cut itself so that it doesn't clash, which is what I just said. I'm kind of liking it. I'm going to go into the kick and I'm not going to make it max velocity, but I'm going to make it a bit higher than usual. And then I'm going to go into the track that is, so it's in track 8, so I'm going to go here. And I'm going to add a fruity soft clipper so that it's going to make the kick sound a lot harder, and it's going to just make it way better. Another thing you can do if it's not hitting, let's say you make all the velocity max and you add a soft clipper and you drag it back a bit to like this line and it's still not hitting hard, another thing you can do is you can go into the wrench tool and then you can turn up this volume. This will make it, yeah, it'll just make it so hard. But yeah, with this kick it's a pretty loud sample, so I'm gonna just turn up the velocity a bit and add a soft clipper, and I'll see what it sounds like. Nice, pretty good. Sitting on top of the 808 pretty well, but I want to mix the 808 as well. So the 808's in track 9. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an EQ right off the bat. I'm just going to take out the highs, just because it gives, with the Spins 808, it's got a sound in like the high frequencies that I don't really like. So it sounds a lot better when I just cut it off like that. I'm going to add a soft clipper on it as well so it doesn't clip. And I'm also going to add Camel Crusher. I'm going to use a British Clean sample. Nice. So what I did was I used a British Clean sample and then I just turned down the mix till it sounded pretty good. Just because when it was on max mix, it I don't know, it's kind of too much for this beat, so turn it back a bit. Nice. I'm gonna check if the kick's sitting on top of the 808. Good. It's pretty good. I'm gonna add a soft clipper on the master channel just so that the whole beat doesn't clip or anything, and it makes the drums hit harder as well. Yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, now I'm gonna add the notes for the 808. Now the melody's in C minor, so real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, I'm going to click minor, I'm going to chuck it on C, I'm just going to see what it is, so D sharp, G, okay, cool. So these I'm going to put in G, and it's going to go D sharp. Something I also like to do is turn off like everything else in the beat, just so I can hear the 808 and the melody and see if it sounds good together. That sounds pretty good. If you can't really hear the notes that well in this octave, you can put it up a couple octaves and it'll make it a lot easier to hear if it's in key or if it sounds good. Sounds pretty good to me. What I'm going to do just to add like a bit more bounce is every time there's a clap or like the snare, I'm going to cut the 808. I'm going to see if it adds a bit more bounce or if it's not that good. So I think I should actually, I'm going to add a note here. I'm going to bring it down to C here. So I'm going to add another note here, bring it down to C just to feel like adds more bounce. I'm going to add a kick there as well, so it's about there. Yeah, that sounds a bit better, a bit more natural. Yeah, so I'm going to cut the 808 where the claps are, see if it adds more bounce, which is like, I think it's one here, one here. Yeah, I kind of like how that sounds. This one, I don't know. Yeah, it sounds better like that. It adds a lot more space to the beat as well for the artist to really shine on it. And it's a lot better when your 808s kind of have a bit of gaps in between, because then it hits a lot harder when it comes back. Instead of just having it go through the beat constantly, it sounds a lot better like this. I'm going to add a bit more bounce in the hi-hats because it's pretty basic right now. So something I'm not even going to go into the piano roll because it'll probably make the beat too complex if I added like a really quick hi-hat roll. So I'm just going to do it in here. So I'm going to start off with a roll right here. Yeah, just something to complement the snares. Okay, sounds pretty good. I'm gonna just mix everything, all the volumes and stuff, and then maybe EQ a couple things just to get everything sounding crispy, and then I'll arrange the beat.
Lil King fucked your bitch.
So I'm going to arrange the beat, but before I do that, I'm going to add some sub bass just to add some variation in the beat. So I don't have the 808 playing. Throughout the whole beat. I'm going to do the same stuff that I did to the 808, and I'm just going to copy the 808 pattern, paste it in. I'm going to adjust it. That's sounding pretty good. I'm gonna EQ it. And I might add a camel crusher to it. That's pretty good. I'm gonna arrange the beat now.
Lil King fucked your bitch.
Alright, so I've arranged the beat. If I was to make this like a proper full beat, I'd probably add a bit more instruments for the melody. But because this was just like a quick tutorial, just a quick beat that I was making, it actually turned out pretty good. Yeah, I didn't go too hard on the melody, I focused on the drums more. Hopefully I taught you some stuff about how to mix your 808s, mix your kicks, how to add some variation in your beat. What I did here was, like I said earlier, I bring the halftime in and out. So in the hook or the chorus, I take it away so that the melody is a bit more high pitched and a bit more catchy. And then during the verses, I bring it back so it slows down the beat a bit more. I added a volume envelope on the master so that the beat kind of fades in the start. It's a bit smoother, and then added a bit of an outro here where it fades out. Another thing that I did in my arrangement is in some like transitional parts of the beat, I cut out the drums, but I leave the melody in so that it kind of shows a transition in the beat without using like a riser or like a crash or something. So yeah, it's kind of like a quick and easy way of transitioning the beat and showing a change in the beat. And I bring the sub bass in and replace the 808 in some parts of the beat to add variation. And then I added my beat tag there, of course. So that's it, that's the whole beat. I'm gonna show you what it sounds like now.
Lil King fucked your bitch.